may, after saying many things, remain silent with the desire of taking rest for a little while to atone for their sins, taking the vow of silence. Some may become silent for a week, and some may have performed an act of remaining silent for ages. But inside, their unexpressed urge to speak remains like a loaded gun, just ready. It's not, it's very, any minute it can go off. So that's not actual control of speech. That's just external. As Krishna says in the Gita. Someone who's with, not doing anything, but their mind is like full of desires to do something. Well, it's just foolish. It's pretending. So what's the solution? Do everything in service. Keep the body behaving and active in all matters, in the mood of service, purifying everything in a natural way without so much suppression. Some may become silent for a week. Okay, genuine goodness can never come about through such artificial endeavors. Problem solved. A decision that can take a person away for eons. Now, in one sentence, Srila Saraswati Thakur solved it. Okay, canceled. Don't do that. There's so many distracting things. Only the tongue that resonates talk of Krishna is chaste. A tongue that croaks like a frog about worldly matters or indulges in unexpressed Vakyavega by remaining silent like a python has no chastity. We have no reason to remain silent. We have heard the dictum, Kirtaniya Sadahari, we must always engage in Hari Kirtan. The subject, Ashraya, and object, Bishaya, of the respective rasas, and those who relish the various rasas in the service of Krishna should be discussed. The devotees of Bhagavan have no other life. Their life is filled exclusively with bhakti, with the endeavor to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Their bhakti is not mixed with abstract knowledge, gyan, meditation, yoga, or austerity, tapasya. Their entire life, their everything, their sustenance is Krishna's service. Any question about that? The service of Krishna is performed in 5 forms. In Shantaras, there is a residence on the bank of the Jamuna in the district of Mathura. In Shantaras, there is residence on the bank of the Jamuna in the district of Mathura. In Dasiras, there is subservience to Raktak, Patrak, and Chitraka. They are the cowherd boys, and they are assisting them. In intimate Sakyaras, there is compliance with Sudama, Sridama, Stota Krishna, and others. In Vatsalya Ras, there is subservience to Sri Nanda and Jashoda. And in Madhura Ras, there is servitorship to the gopis of Braja. So there is more reverential Sakyaras, the younger boys who are assisting Mother Yashoda actually in many ways, or they have it's a kind of mix with servitude, but it is friendship. They're the cowherd boys, but in more intimate cowherd friendship, there are the higher cowherd boys who are the leaders, like Sridham and Sudama and Stota Krishna. So there's a story there's a little pastime given of one cowherd boy, younger cowherd boy. I'm trying to remember, I think his name might be Raktak. No, but I forget his name, but this is in the Upadesamrita Sindhu, and he's putting on Krishna's ankle bells. He's in the house, Mother Yashoda is there, and he's putting Krishna, and Krishna hits him over the head with his flute. So these are the younger cowherd boys. If one can become an emperor by holding the supra-mundane dust, so you know the supra?
Supra like extra super?
Yeah, well, you could say that. But supra means above. Like the supra-mundane, above the mundane. If one can become an emperor by holding the supra-mundane dust of the gopis' feet on one's head, then one can serve Krishna. If one adorns one's head with the dust from the feet of the surrendered Vaishnavas, then one will attain all perfection. If one can become an emperor, means if his idea of the highest thing that he can attain is to hold the dust of the holy feet of the gopis on his head, then he can become a servant of Krishna. In other words, if that's what he considers to be the highest possible attainment. Naisham matistavad urukram mangrim sprishat chanartha pagamo yadartha mahiya sangpadarajo bhishekam niskinchana namna vinita javat. So long as those attached to worldly happiness do not bathe in the dust of the feet of the great souls who are completely detached, their consciousness which is intent upon the removal of the unwanted, so long as those attached to worldly happiness do not bathe in the dust of the feet of the great souls who are completely detached, so long as those persons do not do that, the consciousness of those persons, which is intent upon the removal of the unwanted or gyan, cannot touch the feet of the Lord who has great strides. Shri Krishna Rukrama means his strides cover the universe. It's another name for...
What is his strides?
Like one step. So somebody who has a wide stride, they walk, a lot of ground is covered every time they step. So that's one of the names of the Lord. Because when Bali Maharaj said he could have 3 steps of land, he grew to this huge size. He took one stride and covered the universe. So
and what is his name of the Lord?
Urukrama. So he's just, So here, the Lord is being referred to as Urukrama. This sentence needs a little bit of work here. But we were proofreading this book, and a lot of the sentences we rewrote, because it's when you're translating, sometimes you're so intent on translating words that you can't necessarily step back and see how the sentence is looking as a whole. And so proofreaders come and try to help with that. So we were editing, actually, and rewriting some of these sentences. But this one, actually, so I'm not trying to be I'm not, But this particular one, I believe I remember working on this one already, but it still needs a little work. So long as those attached to worldly happiness do not bathe in the dust of the feet of the great souls who are completely detached. Anyway, I'm not going to rewrite that right now. The only duty of the gods of the earth, the Brahmins, and all other classes is to serve Krishna. The only duty of the gods of the earth, so like the demigods are represented as the Brahmins, and all other classes, is to serve Krishna. If they do not do this, they all must become subject to punishment by Yamaraj. In Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, Yamaraj said this to his attendants: Tan annayadvam asato vimuktan mukunda padaravinda makaranda rasada jashram diskinchanai paramhamsa kulera sange justad grihe niraya vartmani baddha trishnan. Bring me the non-devotees who are bound by desire to the path of hell, their homes, and who are adverse to the taste who are averse to the taste of the nectar of Mukunda's lotus feet, which is relished by the desireless Paramahamsas free from attachment. Okay, I'm going to reread this. Bring me the non-devotees who are bound by desire to the path to hell. Okay, I'm going to just reread this a little bit. Bring me the non-devotees who are bound by desire to their homes, which are the path to hell, and who are averse to the taste of the nectar of Mukunda's lotus feet, which is relished by the desireless Paramahamsas who are free from attachment. So he's saying, bring me the non-devotees. He's the superintendent of hell, actually, Yamaraj. He said, bring me those. And who are they? They are so attached to their homes, which are the embodiment of paths to hell. And they are not only have so much attachment there, but they have aversion to the nectar of Mukunda's lotus feet, which are the things which are relished. His lotus feet is what is being relished by the Paramahamsas who are free from attachment. Those people who have no attachment to the holy lotus feet of Mukunda, bring me them. Jiva navakti bhagavad guna namadeyam chetaschana smarati tachcharanarvindam Krishnaya no namati yatschira ekadapi tan anayadvam asato krita vishnu krityan. Bring me the non-devotees whose tongues have never once uttered Bhagavan's name or qualities, whose minds have never even once remembered his lotus feet, whose heads have never even once bowed to Krishna, and who have never even once served Vishnu. Bring those to me. So how is he is defining the persons whose qualities are bringing them to the path of hell as those who have never served the Lord, never said the Lord's names, never remembered his lotus feet. This is the words of Yamaraj. Then, Manasa Krodha Vegam. The mind has two types of urges, reciprocal affection and reciprocal opposition. That is the urge for affection and the urge for opposition. You follow? Jiva, Udara, and Upasta Vegas. These are the three types of bodily urges. One who controls the urges of the body, the mind, and speech is a carrier of the triple staff, Tridandi, and engaging these three types of urges in Krishna's service is a characteristic of being a master of the senses. And we were just hearing that in,
There was two sides. Will you please expand a little bit on those two sides?
Yeah. So the mind likes something and doesn't like something. So when something's coming, he's reciprocating with it as, yes, I want that, or his reciprocation is, no, I don't want that. I'm opposed to that. Right? So he's saying that this is the manasa vegam. I want this, I don't want that. That's what the mind does all day long. And then there's the jiva vegam, udara vegam, and upasta vegas. But he's saying, what is real renunciation? Utilizing all of these things in the service of Krishna. Just as we were just hearing, renunciation doesn't mean sitting and not speaking. It means speaking for Krishna. But if we have envy of Krishna, and we want to get out of the material world of action and reaction, the tendency is, I have to stop everything. But that doesn't take you anywhere near Krishna. Even if you're successful in coming out of the relativity of illusion, you're not. So pyastiyat prapadasimnya vichincha tattve. You will only come to the outskirts of the tips of the toes of Govinda. You cannot actually arrive in reality, in the plane of devotion. So we can renounce all we want. It's not really going to take us anywhere. We have to see the environment as serving the Lord and serving the Lord's purpose. It is a very difficult struggle because the mind has become my master. So I'm struggling with my mind, who has been my master for so long. And we're all struggling with this, struggling with the process of surrender. It's not hard to surrender. It's hard to overcome the opposition to surrender. Surrendering is sweet. There's nothing not nice about it. Our struggle is not with surrender. Our struggle is with the opposition to the Lord's being the supreme enjoyer. That's where the problem lies. If one is to engage in Krishna bhajan, then one must become a Goswami. Swami means master. And Go means?
Senses.
Yes, very good. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, a resident of Kamyavan, was such a Tridandi Goswami. Suppressing, but he may be successful in going to the Nirguna Brahman, platform, but he will again fall down in some position, because that urge for reciprocation remains in the soul. But here the reciprocation is on the mental plane. And what are those two kinds of reciprocation?
The two kinds of reciprocation.
Remember, you were just asking this question. What does the mind do?
Oh, as rejection and acceptance.
Acceptance and rejection. So it's not actually us. The soul has been taken over by the mind. The soul has no actual life in this world. It's all being done vicariously through the mind. There's no actual engagement of the heart. The heart is dormant. We talk about the heart in this world, but it's really just, we feel something here with different kinds of emotions. But those emotions they're artificial. They're not really soul emotions. They're mind emotions. And they're do with I like it and I don't like it. So it's all been supplanted by this mental plane. And then the mind is projecting its own impressions on the environment. So the objects of the senses, you can say, are projections of the mind. Guru Maharaj says this. Because we're not seeing anything, we're just seeing the mind. We're not seeing what is real. That must be seen through the eyes of surrender and devotion and acknowledgement that everything exists for the Lord. It doesn't exist for me. As long as I think it exists for me, I will not see it. It's not possible. We cannot see what is divine with the eyes of exploitation. It's not possible. They're not subject to my nasty feelings. They cannot be seen by me. When Sita Thakurani went to visit Shachi Devi after the appearance of the Lord, she couldn't be seen by anyone. It puts us in mind of this. So precious that when the ladies would go out in that time, they couldn't be seen by just anybody. Nobody can just see them. They were, given so much honor. So, and Sita Thakurani is the goddess of fortune. She is Lakshmi Devi herself, the consort of Mahavishnu. And she couldn't be seen by ordinary eyes. And Sita Devi, the wife of Ramachandra, could not be seen by Ravana. He just saw some kind of mental impression. Just like when we look at a tree, we're seeing a mental impression of that tree. But behind that is reality. There is reality. It exists everywhere. But we cannot see it because we are exploiting. So we have to understand this point, and Guru Maharaj talks about this quite a lot. Jai Shri Upadesamrita ki Jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki Jai. But yesterday, I'm going to make a confession. I was looking out of the window of my apartment, and the view of the mountains with the snow on them and the orange and red foliage of autumn in front of that was very charming. And the sky had all these different kinds of clouds and everything. And I was looking at that. It's really soothing on the mind. But then I remembered, this is all for you, my Lord. This exists for you. And I could feel the resistance of my mind. No, this is for my enjoyment. We have to keep practicing that. And I thought, no, I'm not going back to that. I'm not going to think that way. That's nasty, actually. When we can just for a moment feel the sweet, affectionate nature of what is really there in the service of the Lord, just for a second even, then we can understand how nasty this mood of this is for me, and even the religious mood of Krishna has made this, it's so wonderful, he's so wonderful, and now I'm enjoying it. That's religion. We have to go past that. These are not created for my enjoyment. If that comes, if some, we have enjoyment comes, but we still have to remember, that's all for the Lord's service also. It's all for the Lord's service. Not for me. So Gurudev said, come to the plane of consciousness. And what is that? Consciousness is for the Lord. If we want to see something for me, we will see that it's unconscious. But there is no such thing as unconscious. That's in the plane of illusion. Prabhuji, do you mind giving me the drum?
Yes, Didi.
What evil? Thank you. Hari Hari Namah Krishnaya Namaya Namah Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopa Govinda Ram Shrimati Sudam Giridhari Gopinath Madanama Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Karadha Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Hey Jai Gosai Kori Charana Banda Jai Devi Gnana Shavista Pura Hey Jai Gosai Jamui Tarada Tasbar Pararenu Mor Panchagras Dandara Charana Sevi Bhakta Saneva Janame Janame More Abhilas Hey Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaj Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Parimajayama Shri Guru Vaishnava Parapadma Koriyas Harinam Sankirtan Kohe Narottama Das Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Jai Saparika Shishi Guru Gaur Chandra Ju Ki Jai Jai Giraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai Jai Vishnupai Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Jai Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai. Kol Kartal Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Haribol Jai. Sri Devi Ki Jai. Jai Gurudev Ki Jai.
Dandavat, tutti i devoti.
Who is there?
Prima Krishna Prabhu.
Jai Prabhu. Jai Dandavat.